Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick little ride around the block and get some footage on my GoPro and show you how I can take the GoPro footage and transfer it to Instagram. So here's the GoPro mount I got set up already. It's recording. And so let's do a little ride. Okay, so just going around the block. I have the GoPro pointing at my face, and so now let's skip to the editing room and show you how I can take this, make a quick 15-second clip, and put it on Instagram. Now that we have some footage, this is how I transfer the footage to my computer. First I get the GoPro, I get a micro SD to SD card adapter. I get the micro SD card out of the GoPro, I plug it into the adapter, and I plug that into the computer. And I just drag and drop the files to the folder where I want them. Alright, the clips are on my computer now. I'm going to show you an easy way with MPEG StreamClip to edit and put your clip on Instagram. So first, this is my clip from my GoPro. I'm going to open it in MPEG StreamClip. This is free editor player for both Windows and Mac. This happens to be a Mac. So I have already kind of reviewed my footage, and I've determined at the 1 minute 33 second mark is where I want to start the Instagram clip, the 15-second Instagram clip. So I'm going to use the shortcut key I, and that sets the in marker at 1 minute 33 seconds. Now if I go back to select my final time, 1:53, I can use the shortcut O to select the out time. So you notice this is a 20-second clip. But I actually want this whole clip except for 5 seconds in the middle. So I'm going to say trim. So that will trim the clip now. Now the clip is 20 seconds long. So we'll just play that to see how that looks. So actually around here, I don't really like what I said. You'll see it in the full edit. But so at 1 minute 40, I'm going to do the same thing, use I to select the in marker, and go until it says 1:45. So we can go frame by frame. I'm using the arrow keys to do that. So now I'm at 1:45. So now I have 5 seconds selected right in the middle. I'm going to go edit and cut those 5 seconds out. So now you'll see that it says here the clip is 1:33 to 1:48, so that's 15 seconds. And so that's what I want. So now for the export part. So Instagram videos are 640 by 640. They're not HD. And 640 by 640 is, adequate for your phone. So if I go in here to the settings for exporting as an MPEG-4, I'm going to select Other and select 640 by 640. So you may have to type it in if it doesn't show in the drop-down list. So all the other settings I'm going to leave as default. You could say de-interlace if you want. So when I do this, since the original clip was a widescreen format, and I'm telling it to rescale the footage into this aspect ratio, 640 by 640, which is a square. So it's going to take the wide format and it's going to squish it down into a square. So things are going to be a little bit distorted. So when I say make MPEG 4, so you'll see in this preview that I'm a little bit squished from what the real footage looks like. But this option gives you the full view of what you recorded, and GoPro footage is distorted anyway, so why not make it more distorted? However, if you don't like that extra distorted look, you can also say export to MPEG 4, and you want to have the same 640 by 640, but this time you want to change the zoom on it. So if you want to have the black bars on the top and bottom, you would want to say 1.777, so that's the aspect ratio of a 16 by 9 video. And so now if I say make MPEG 4, this one will be letterboxed. So now in the preview, you'll see the letterboxing. So the third option, if you don't want it squished and you don't want it letterboxed, if you just want it cropped, you can go back here and just export again. Change this back to 1. And so my original footage was 1920 by 1080, but I want it to be 640 by 640. So here I want to say cropping, crop the source, and so here we have to do a little bit of math. We want it to be square, so it's currently 1920 by 1080. We want it to be basically 1080 by 1080, the source. So 1920 minus 1080 is 840, so that's the number of extra pixels on the x-axis, and you divide that by 2, and that will be 420. So basically you want to crop it 420 on the left, 420 on the right, and that will give you a center cropped source file that gets scaled down to 640 by 640. So now when I export it and cropped, you'll see the aspect ratio stays the same, but I have cropped it on the left and right, and so that should be good enough because if people want to see the full video, you'll point them at your YouTube channel probably. So I showed you how to do some simple editing with MPEG StreamClip. If you were looking to do something a little bit more advanced for your Instagram edits, you can use any editing program. So here I have Adobe Premiere Elements. I have several clips strung together. I added a soundtrack. I added a watermark. And the other thing I added a mask so I could see how Instagram would crop the video. So this is what it would look like in Instagram. I can preview my edit in the editor, make any adjustments I need to before doing the final export. So once I export the video, I export it just like I normally do. I export it as a 1080p file. I can then take that MP4, put it in MPEG StreamClip, and then do the final step of cropping it and resizing it to 640 by 640. So that's how you do an advanced edit for Instagram. Okay, so the final step is how to get these clips to your phone. So I use Dropbox. I think that's kind of an easy way to do it. So I've already put the 3 clips that I showed you in MPEG StreamClip, the cropped one, letterboxed, and the squished version, into Dropbox. They've already been uploaded. So now if I go to my phone, so I find the Dropbox app, and so here's the Instagram edits. I can click on one. Here's the cropped version I did. So I can say save the video, and it will export it and save it to your camera roll. And so once it's there, you can go to Instagram and just post it. So I can now go to Instagram, and here's that video on my phone ready to post. So I could just say next. So this is actually the cropped version that I'm posting. And you can go through and do whatever you want to crop it and post it to Instagram. Alright, well, thanks. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helps. Alright, bye.